Hey, what's up guys? Today I'll be showing you 20 types of 90s. And some of these you'll never use in a real game, but they're just cool to know. And no, I didn't make all of these. I took them from streamers like Mongraal or Mitro, but I'll be titling the 90s by whoever I see use them the most. Also, warning, they do get repetitive, so in the description I've provided timestamps where the 90s change significantly. But even with this, I'd recommend you watch at least the first 3 90s to get some context of things I'll refer to in the video. And with that being said, let's get on with the video. So these are the 90s we all first learned. These 90s are very easy to do and are relatively fast, making them debatably the best ones on this list. Although they are fast, they're far from the fastest because some of your jumping momentum will be taken by the wall on your side, resulting in a slower overall 90. However, they are very useful. Moving on, we have the left version of regular 90s. For the most part, they're the same as the regular 90s. However, the only negative is that you can't see as well when you're doing them because of the right hand viewing angle of Fortnite. However, this is the same problem that you have with all left 90s. In my opinion, people should always know at least one version of left 90s because you never know what situation you'll be in a battle royale. Most likely the most fun 90s to do, Nikkei 30 90s are the first version of no jumping 90s on this list. No jumping 90s, although infinite, are marginally slower than other 90 variants. However, they are very useful because jump fatigue is shit. The left version of Nikkei 30 90s come with the same drawbacks of left 90s. But even more severe because of how much closer you have to be to the wall that blocks your vision. Other than that, there are really no other differences and it comes down to preference when you do them. Next, we have Mitro 90s. These are just regular 90s with one less wall, effectively making them faster and less costly in mats. These 90s are definitely the fastest on this list if you are only doing them in short bursts. But if done more than 3 times, they will be outclassed by any no jumping 90 variant. Also, pro tip, when doing these, don't move your mouse up and down when placing the 2 walls. The jump does that. Left Mitro 90s. These don't have the same drawbacks as regular left 90s because of the one less wall, so it comes down to preference when doing them against the right Mitro 90s. Next variant of Mitro 90s, no jumping Mitro 90s. These are basically Mitro 90s, but you don't have to jump as you can tell from the name. It has the same benefits as Nikkei 30 90s, so basically fuck you jump fatigue. Left no jumping Mitro 90s are again just preference, so choose wisely. Mongraal 90s. Popularized by Mongraal, these 90s are faster than regular 90s thanks to the late wall placement of the wall you actually hit. With enough practice, these are very simple to do and rewards accordingly. Also, slower than Mitro 90s. These are left Mongraal 90s. So I'm not quite sure if Mongraal actually uses these when forced to, but they do exist, and in my opinion are very hard to do even with practice. No jumping Mongraal 90s are just infinite Mongraal 90s. There's not really that special other than the fact that, they're infinite. NoWall 90s are by far the most useful 90s in early game for its low mat cost. However, they are very dangerous due to the little protection provided. NoWall 90s are again just preference, so pick what you're comfortable with. NoWall no jumping 90s and its left counterpart are probably more safe than NoWall 90s because you're less likely to fall off and they're infinite. Please never use any of the following. The ones I've listed previously are just so much better. Unless you're console and find this easier, yeah, there's really no excuse for you guys using these. Alright guys, that was 20 types of 90s, and I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please consider leaving a like and subscribing.